My friends, in the chaos of modern life, the mind is scattered. It seeks too many objects, too many distractions, too many desires. The soul becomes fragmented when it tries to hold everything at once. So I ask you, look at just two things. My friends, life overwhelms us because we try to see too much. The mind jumps from one distraction to another, restless, unanchored. But the soul does not demand quantity. It demands depth. That is why I tell you, look at just two things. Hold them in your gaze, not fleetingly, but deeply, until their meaning reveals itself. When you do this, you will begin to see the patterns that rule your life. You will see your own truth. Look at the outer world and the inner world. The outer world is full of noise. Screens flashing, people hurrying, society shouting its demands. But none of this can be understood until you look inward. The inner world is where all interpretation takes place, where the outer becomes personal, where life becomes meaningful. You cannot fix the outer unless you confront the inner. Look at the mask you wear, and the face beneath it. We all wear a persona, a necessary disguise to walk through society. But if you forget that the mask is only a tool, you will confuse it with your essence. To live only in the mask is to live in exile from yourself. To recognize the true face beneath it is the beginning of freedom. Look at the chaos that surrounds you, and the order you can create within. The world is turbulent, unpredictable. But chaos outside does not mean chaos inside. You can create order in your heart, a still point that no storm can shake. The stronger your inner order, the less the outer world can enslave you. Look at the shadow you avoid and the light you project. The shadow is everything you reject about yourself, everything you hide in shame or fear. But the more you deny it, the more it controls you. Only when you face it, integrate it, does your light become authentic. Without the shadow, your light is fragile. With the shadow embraced, your light is unshackable. Look at the fear that binds you, and the courage that waits to free you. Fear will whisper, it will paralyze, it will make you doubt yourself. Yet courage is always near, waiting for you to take a single step forward. Courage does not erase fear. It transforms it into fuel. Look at the voices of others and the voice of your soul. The world is loud, filled with opinions, filled with expectations. But none of those voices can tell you who you are. Deep within you speaks a quieter voice, the voice of the soul. It does not shout, it whispers. You must be still enough to hear it. Look at the past that shaped you, and the future you are shaping. The past holds your wounds, your mistakes, your triumphs. But it does not have to define you. The future is being carved by the choices you make today. You are not trapped, you are becoming. Look at the comfort of conformity, and the risk of authenticity. To conform is easy. To be authentic is dangerous, for it will offend, disturb, and provoke. Yet only authenticity can give you life. Conformity keeps you safe, but authenticity keeps you alive. Look at the pain you carry and the wisdom hidden inside it. Pain is not useless. Pain is not punishment. Pain is a teacher. Every scar on your soul carries wisdom you could not have gained any other way. To despise your pain is to despise your teacher. Look at the illusions that seduce you, and the truth that liberates you. Illusions are attractive. They offer shortcuts, false comfort, easy answers. But truth, though harder, frees you. Illusions bind, truth releases. Look at the chains of habit, and the wings of transformation. Habits are powerful. Some give life, others imprison. Every chain can be broken, every cage has a key. The moment you break free, you discover the wings you always had. Look at the silence of the night and the whisper of your dreams. In silence, you encounter yourself. In dreams, the unconscious speaks. Do not dismiss them. They are your map, written in symbols. To ignore them is to ignore your own guidance. Look at the archetype you live unconsciously, and the destiny you can live consciously. Archetypes shape us whether we know them or not. Some are patterns of power, others of destruction. To live blindly is to be ruled by them. To live consciously is to direct their energy toward your true path. Look at the fragments of your psyche and the unity you seek. We are all divided, reason against feeling, desire against duty, shadow against persona. The work of life is integration, not perfection. Wholeness is not about being flawless. It is about being complete. Look at what is temporary and what is eternal. The temporary is money, reputation, comfort. The eternal is meaning, love, spirit. If you trade the eternal for the temporary, you will feel rich for a moment and empty forever. Look at the death of your old self and the birth of your new one. Transformation requires death. The death of the person you no longer are. Let go of the old skin. Let the old identity dissolve. Only then can the new life emerge. Look at the problem you fear and the solution you resist. Every problem is a door. You may run from it, but the solution is waiting behind it. The moment you face it, the moment you walk through, you realize that the obstacle was the way. Look at the comfort of ignorance and the discomfort of knowledge. Ignorance is sweet for a time, but bitter in the end. Knowledge is bitter in the beginning, but liberating in the end. Do not choose comfort now if it will bring chains later. A look at the burden of the world and the power of your spirit. The world can feel heavy, cruel, overwhelming. But the spirit within you is far stronger than the weight upon you. You carry more strength than you believe. Look at the hero you dream of being, and the wounded child you must heal. Strength without tenderness is incomplete. The child within you still cries, still aches. Heal that child, and your heroism will not be hollow, it will be whole. Look at the words you speak and the silence you avoid. Words are powerful, but silence is just as powerful. In silence, you confront yourself. That is why so many avoid it. Do not fear the silence. It will teach you more than endless talk. Look at the dream that calls you and the resistance that blocks you. The greater your dream, the greater your resistance will be. This is not a sign to quit. It is proof that the dream matters. Push against the resistance. It is the gatekeeper of your destiny. Look at the collective noise and your individual truth. The masses have their voice, but the soul has its truth. Often they will clash. When they do, side with the soul. Even if it leaves you standing alone, you will stand in truth. Look at the fear of rejection and the freedom of self-acceptance. Rejection hurts, but self-rejection kills. When you accept yourself fully, the rejection of others loses its sting. The one who accepts himself is truly free. Look at the temptation of power and the humility of wisdom. Power without wisdom is destruction. Wisdom without power is impotence. You must hold both, humble enough to learn, strong enough to act. Look at the unconscious patterns you repeat and the conscious choices you can make. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. The moment you shine light into it, you gain choice, and choice is freedom. Look at the enemy outside and the enemy within. Often we project our inner wars onto the world. We hate in others what we cannot face in ourselves. Make peace inside, and your enemies outside will lose their power over you. Look at the despair that tempts you, and the meaning that saves you. Despair whispers that life is empty. Meaning whispers that life is sacred. The difference between despair and strength is not the absence of suffering. It is the presence of meaning. Look at the darkness of the abyss, and the spark of creation within it. Chaos feels like annihilation, but it is also the womb of creation. Every collapse carries the seed of new life. Do not fear the abyss. Within it burns the spark of your becoming. Look at the self you think you are, and the self you truly are. The ego is small, fragile, obsessed with survival and image. The true self is vast, timeless, connected to everything. The journey of life is not to polish the ego, but to awaken to the self. So I say again, look at just two things. Do not chase 1,000. Do not scatter your vision. Look deeply at two. And in those two you will find the whole. So I tell you again, look at just two things. Hold them, wrestle with them, integrate them. In the tension of opposites, in the dance of shadow and light, of fear and courage, of past and future, there you will find yourself. You do not need to see everything. You only need to see deeply. And when you do, you will realize that in just two things, you hold the whole universe.